righty, folks. Hey, thank you so much for hanging tight there for the commercial break. We're back on KCAA. This is the Real Men of Real Estate radio show with Patrick Franz, your host. I am back with Nathan Turner, the Canadian note guy, right before we left for the break. We're talking about Nathan's fund, and he's grown in the note business over several years now, 10, 12 years now in the game.
Yeah.
He's climbed all the rungs of the ladder from broker to investor to pro and all that. And he's decided he's going to use all of his expertise to start a fund in which he can control, he can provide the expertise, the elbow grease and all that's included in being a professional note investor. But look, you don't have to maybe get all this education. You don't have to become an expert at this. You can say, golly, I've got money sitting in my IRA or something, and I'd rather earn 8% on that money than 2%.
Yeah.
And you go, hey, maybe Nate's the guy. So let me ask you this, Nate. What's the name of your fund?
So mine is called Earnest Investing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Earnest Investing LLP.
Earnest Investing LLP.
Yeah.
Very good. And if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, let's just say, because they said, hey, let me ask him, this might be neat. I want to learn about this fund stuff. How would somebody get a hold of you, Nate?
You can email me. That's the easiest thing. It's nathan@earnestinvesting.com. So that's the easiest, or feel free to give me a call. My number is 312-860-3747. And I'm often available. I won't say always, but I'm often available. So feel free to give me a call.
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend it. And, earnest investing, what does the word earnest mean to you?
So here's the interesting story on that real quick. Earnest, it's besides being a great word, and we're earnestly trying to do everything we can to serve people. It actually comes from, it's an acronym for all the people in my family. So it's all of my wife and my kids, and then the last letter T is Turner. So it worked out really, really well. We didn't plan that when we were having kids, but it's not in the exact right order, but that's fine. So it actually stands for my family, and that's where that name came from.
That is so cool. I did not even know that. And I appreciate that story. That is so cool. So not only a cool word, but it's the initials of your kids and your wife and your last name, right? Yeah, it's so cool, man. And listen, I'm going to tell everybody who's listening in now, I've known Nathan for a few years. We've done plenty of business together. We always see each other at the conferences. And there is one thing I do know about Nathan Turner. He is an exceptional guy. When I talk about honesty and I talk about credibility, and he owns all of that, guys. And so, this is a guy, Nathan Turner, that, as long as I'm in this industry, I'm going to have as a sidekick, and I'm certainly going to help him, and he's going to help me, and we're going to grow together. And I love working with people like Nathan because of their honesty and their forthrightness, and the fact that he's earnestly trying to make sure that he's responsible for his investors, and that he makes them a profit. And of course, by doing so and offering that much value to others, then of course he'll be financially rewarded all the same. Tell these folks real quick, what's the plan for your fund? Are you buying performing notes, non-performing notes? Are you buying physical real estate in there too? What is your fund actually going to do?
We're just doing performing and non-performing. So it's a little mix of both. And the eventual plan, this is a 5-year term, and then we will shut it down and to see where the market's at, and if it's something that we can continue to do, which I think we can. But we set that 5-year clock in there just as make sure everybody's okay, and then we'll turn it around and put it into fund number 2.
Yeah, maybe some people don't understand that. So this fund has a secured timeline with the operation of it. And so you said it's a 5-year fund, and you say at the end of the 5th year,
yes,
we've got to liquidate everything, right?
Correct. So we pay back the investors all their investment, and then, hopefully everybody wants to do it again, and we turn it around and put it into the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so buying performing and non-performing mortgage notes, right? Maybe some people still don't quite get that. And I want them before we leave this show so they don't go, what was he talking about? So you're going to buy a performing mortgage note and put it in the fund. What does that mean? Performing mortgage note.
That's a loan that is making regular on-time payments. So if somebody's living in the house, they're making payments, everything's gravy. Great. Thank you very much. And then the non-performing is where somebody is not making payments for all kinds of different reasons. And that's a whole other show. We would have to do another show to talk about non-performing, but the simple answer is they're just not making payments. So then it's my job to figure out either why they're not making payments and see if we can get them to pay again, or sometimes the house is vacant. We take back the property and have all kinds of options that we won't have time to get into, but that's another side of it.
Yeah. But so it's so interesting, right? And so
Yeah.
folks, you can buy a mortgage note where Ozzy and Harriet are living at the house. They pay their property taxes on time, all the time. Their mortgage payment comes in on the first every month. They don't pay late bills. And they're just living there. And it's crazy. We can go in a bank or a private seller or fund or whoever will literally have 100 different reasons why they might want cash today for that. Mm-hmm. And so this is like good stuff. People say, I can't even believe somebody would sell that, right? It just seems too clean. It's paying and it's no problem. Why would they sell it? Well, they have their reasons, and you or Nathan or me, we can buy these things and then reap the rewards. And then you got this non-performing note game. So you're like, whoa, someone hasn't paid their mortgage payment in over 2 years.
Yeah.
And people say, how does that even happen? Like, so we're buying notes sometimes where the people are 2 years delinquent, but nothing ever happened. No one ever foreclosed on them. And people don't how is that even possible? Right.
Yeah.
But it happens
all the time. That happens all the time.
And question for you.
That's another show.
Yeah, it's another show, but we got a few minutes left and we'll wrap it up with this. You obviously must have some sort of hindsight. Oh, you've been involved in the market quite some time. You've seen the wild west in 2010, 11, 12, when notes were being sold at pennies on the dollar and it was flooded with millions of notes because of the mortgage meltdown. Prices have tightened up. The markets go up and down. There's fluctuations, but Nathan Turner, who's in this business, doesn't decide all of a sudden that he's going to make a fund and start raising millions of dollars of other people's money because he doesn't see a good outlook for the note business in the near future. So you tell us, what do you think is going to happen with this note business here in the next few years?
So, and again, my opinion, and people have different opinions possibly, but my opinion, I think we're overdue for a market correction. In 2019, we were all going any minute now. And then 2020 hit and we're like, oh, this is it. Here we go. And then it didn't happen. And that was really interesting. And it's just being prolonged, in my opinion, where this correction at best, crash at worst, is just a matter of time. And whether that's 6 months, 2 years from now, I don't know. But it's certainly on its way. And so it's a great time now to prepare for that, and notes is a fantastic way to not just survive a recession but profit from it.
Yeah. And be prepared, folks. I mean, get your education now, understand notes now, and be prepared for the upcoming opportunities. If you want to learn about notes, go to noteinvestoruniversity.com. If you want to get a hold of Nathan, talk to him about his fund, maybe even perhaps become an investor of his fund and get involved with Nathan. Again, how do they get a hold of you, Nathan? One more time.
So that email again, nathan@earnestinvesting.com. And then the number 312-860-3747. I'll make one quick mention as well. I rarely do this. The last time I did this was 4 years ago, but I am actually doing a live class where I'm going to be teaching a 2-day course. It's by no means comprehensive. This is just a springboard to get you going and give you some information, but that's going to be on June 3rd and 4th. And email me, give me a call, or I've got two websites, earnestinvesting.com or canadiannoteguy.com. And for the course, that's going to be on the Canadian Note Guy website. So go check it out. If you're interested, come join us. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Go join his class, guys. This gentleman knows what he's talking about, and learn from a real expert. Okay, guys. So listen, thank you so much, listeners, for being here with us on the Real Men of Real Estate radio show. This is Patrick Franz, the Note Mentor, and Nathan Turner, the Canadian Note Guy. We're going to go ahead and sign off for today. And I want you folks to enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and God bless.
Happy Mother's Day.
And happy Mother's Day. All right. See y'all.